Hey guys, Sam here at Sober Souls. Today we got my buddy Key.
Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, we're gonna do another interview. Something that I've noticed is that the videos that have the most views are the interviews. So I'm assuming that's what you guys like the most. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. The funny part about this is that we actually had done this video last week, but
We did.
me being a dumbass, I forgot to charge the battery for the camera. So that video was like an hour long, and then 2 minutes into the actual video is when the camera died. So we just sat there for a fucking hour and had it wasted because I was a dumbass at that time and forgot to even charge the battery and check the levels.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, give me a big round of applause. Big round of applause. We got Andrew. We got Andrew here in the background. We don't want him on the camera because he's so ugly. He'll end up scaring you guys.
Oh, he's stupid, bro.
You know, the views would just tank.
Legit.
Okay, so yeah. Interview time.
Let's
Key, tell us about yourself.
Shit, man. I'm from.
And then pull the microphone a little closer to you so it's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Shit. I'm from Seattle, North Side. Born and raised. Shit. Come from a one-parent household. Come from four brothers. Sorry, I'm five, and then one sister. So I come from a brotherly household. I'm the youngest, so definitely know how that can go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty laid back, stay to myself. Yeah.
And then how old are you now? 25?
26. I just
26.
Turned. Yep.
I feel like I did that last time.
You did. You actually did.
26. I'm 27, so I'm a year older.
Yep.
So what was your drug of choice? Like, let's get into the nitty-gritty of addiction, you know?
I had a good few things. Really whatever really made me feel high. Like, I ain't gonna say like every drug, because I stayed away from certain things because, my family has had a addiction in their, their times and stuff like that. So, but my personal stuff was I would do lean. I used to love lean. I could drink that shit.
Liquid heroin.
Yeah, it was bad, man. Like I said in the last one, it's the liver killer. Well, one of the liver killers. The main one is alcohol. That as well was one of mine. Drinking, doing psychedelics. What else? I would do like painkillers, oxys. But yeah, the most prevalent and consistent drug I was using would probably be like lean and drinking and yeah.
Yeah, I've done my fair share of lean, oxys, perks, heroin, fentanyl. So, based on what I'm hearing, you're more of a downer guy, right?
Yes. Definitely more of a downer unless I'm kind of like going to like something that involves it being more uppity tempo, like like raves, or if I was going to a club or something like that, then of course I would switch it up, go with, ecstasy, Molly, or some coke or whatever. But yeah.
So pretty much everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, whatever I could really escape and get high off of, that's what I was kind of doing, especially like something that was the topic. Like if somebody else was kind of doing it around, then yeah, I would be like that person that would kind of end up doing it, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, that's how a lot of people end up doing drugs, is by being around people who are doing it. And you kind of get the fuck, it's the peer pressure, all that stuff. But like, when was the first time that you actually started, doing drugs and alcohol?
Well, it first started off with smoking weed. That was the start. Like everyone told me back in the day, like when I was growing up, like, if you do one thing, it's gonna lead to another, and just happened like that was true, but the first thing started off was smoking weed, and I started smoking when I was um 6th grade going into 7th grade. I didn't really feel it the first time and stuff like that. So of course, I ended up trying it
Yeah.
again, and yeah, once I did it that second time, it was up from there, man.
Off to the races.
Yeah, yeah. And then after that, I would smoke every day. I was playing sports at the time. I stopped being in sports. Uh stopped caring really about academics, really just was being that class clown, fitting in, just smoking, just being bad. And then I think it was me going into 8th grade year. So that summer I started drinking a little bit. Um and that was really it for like a good maybe year, I say. And then that's when I found mushrooms, and then after mushrooms, it was acid, and then after
Hmm.
acid, it was lean, and then just kind of go on from there, just experimenting on different shit,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. It's like what they say, if you go to the barber shop and keep hanging out there, eventually you're going to get a haircut.
oh yeah,
So, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a haircut right now, but that's I'm talking actual haircut, not
no, I get you.
doing drugs. Um, so at what point did you realize that this was an addiction instead of just recreationally, partying?
Um, I would say, to be honest, I've always like used an excuse like, oh, like especially with weed, like with weed, I always used to tell myself like, oh, I can sit there and stop smoking when I want to, you know what I mean? Like kind of just already like lying to myself, and that was probably when I was probably like 16, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just playing around with my friends, like, oh, I would never stop smoking. Excuse me. I would never stop smoking, just kind of playing around. And then um yeah, I just started doing, like I said, I just started doing every other thing, and
Hmm.
once that became prevalent, like I wasn't taking care of priorities, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was outside, I
Yeah.
was having fun, but like legitimately I wasn't on shit. Legitimately I wasn't doing nothing to better myself. I don't have
Yeah.
nothing to show for it. So like yeah, so like right then and there, that's when I started realizing, damn, maybe I am addict. Or me even realizing around, like my friends taking tolerance breaks and shit. And I just realized like I've never taken a tolerance break. I don't even know if I can, you know?
Yeah.
And then finally, through all my bullshit, all my drug usage, made some bad decisions and ended up getting arrested. And after me being in trouble, I still was having difficulty stopping. And that's when I knew right then and there, when my freedom, when my basically my life is on the line, I still can't stop. That's addiction.
Yeah, that really is addiction. I think I've said this before on here, but it's something that's very true, is addiction is stronger than a mother's love.
Yep, yep, you said
Um
that.
and you were saying that you ended up getting into legal trouble, you got arrested. What, if you don't mind me asking, what was that about?
Yeah, I was going through it at the time, basically, shit, I lost my job, shit, low key from drugs and alcohol. I would always go to work, off the lean, just being intoxicated. Yeah, I was working, but obviously people knew like I wasn't taking my responsibility serious. Like I would leave work, go smoke, come back extremely high, would leave to go make plays. Like I was just feeling like the shit at the time, and
Yeah.
I ended up losing my job, and shit, it went downhill from that. That's when I knew I was already starting to go to rock bottom,
Hmm.
um but I was stealing. I was ended up basically like ended up winning going to a store that I should have never been stealing at in the first place. um and like I said, I was going through it, so I wasn't really thinking clearly. I didn't realize I had all this narcotics and shit in my backpack, as well as me stealing. I had a firearm. It was registered in my name, just didn't have a license to conceal. So,
Yeah.
like they got me with a violation for that. Um, but yeah, I had lean in my backpack. I had like a full bottle of lean in like a like the full pint bottle. Like it was in the
Mhm.
Quagan Pharmacy. It was
Mhm.
in
The
that,
brick.
and then I had a water bottle, water bottle filled up with lean too. So I basically technically had two pints, and I had some yay on me, which Coke. For those
Yeah.
that don't know what yay means, it's Coke.
Yeah. Booger sugar.
Yep, white girl.
Mhm. Nose beers.
Yep. But so yeah, that's why I got arrested. I'm not gonna go farther into, but just me being dumb and, of
Yeah.
course intoxicated and not thinking, and just ended up basically shitting on myself.
Yeah. We've all been there. And it's an unfortunate thing to say that we've all been there, but that's a part of addiction is having those moments where it's like a rock bottom or a low moment in your life because it's drugs and alcohol. Yeah, people think it's fun to party and stuff, but they don't understand that this is all leading to death and imprisonment and addiction. Like it's called the trap life because it's a trap. It's a literal trap for, like I just said, addiction, death, and imprisonment because it's a ticking time bomb. And people don't realize it. They think, oh, I can just do this and this and this forever.
Yeah.
And, like, let me get this shortcut in life and, a get rich quick scam.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. And it's like, nope, it's a ticking time bomb. And if you choose to do it, but I'm saying if you are doing it, if you don't play it smart and realize, okay, I need to do it for this amount of time, I need to make this much money, and then get out, you know, you fell into the trap.
Yeah.
And
I ain't gonna lie on that. Like, I feel like I was already like deep in that trap where it's like, like I said, I was losing my job because I was trying to be jugging. I was,
mhm,
just already so deep in that lifestyle, and if it wasn't for me low key being arrested, shit, there's no telling what I would still be doing right now. Like that was my wake up call. You feel me? Like
yeah,
I could still be in jail, or I could still be jugging. I could still be doing this. I could still be doing that. But like I was definitely in that trap. So I can get you on that part.
yeah, yeah. Um, man, I forgot what I was just about to say, but it'll come back to me in a bit. So was that your, lowest low? Was that your rock bottom?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, that's pretty much my yeah, that would be my lowest was, yeah, like I said, just me basically just everything crumbling in my hands,
Yeah,
and once I got arrested, like I just realized like this is not it, bro. Like I can't do this, like I used to be one of those people that used to, be like, oh yeah, like jail is that, but like no offense, I've never really been in there until I was really in there. And it's like now that I'm in there, it's like any person that sits there and gloats about jail, like you either institutionalized or you like to go to jail, which the second part in both is really just sad. You feel me? But like that's not a place that especially black men should be. You know what I mean? Like we're
yeah,
already in there. That's already what's the system. You feel me? But like it's slavery though. That's real modern day slavery.
yeah,
I never knew until I was really chained up, shitting when somebody's in the room doing this, doing that. It was just too much. Where it's like I knew like this is not the outcome I want my life to be.
yeah. I mean, that's 100% right. And touching on modern day slavery, because it just came in my head when you said that, is, that's a whole different thing than what I'm about to say. Cause, like, yeah, being chained up, told what to do, you have no free will. That is like literal
Yeah,
modern day
it's slavery.
slavery.
They telling you when to eat. They telling you when to go to sleep. They telling you when you can get out your cell. Depending on what jail you're in, you're not even coming out your cell. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cruel.
That's also like another analogy for modern day slavery, which is less literal than what you were saying, is, you know, the dollar bill.
Yeah.
the dollar bill is what we are a slave to, and it's,
Yeah, yeah,
modern day slavery, the rat race, and having to work no matter what you think or feel for that money to live. It's crazy, and like a lot of people who are in the trap life are thinking, oh, this is the way I escape, like, and let's just say like it's escaping the matrix.
yeah.
It's my way of getting out, my get rich scam, but it's like, no,
I
no,
mean,
that could
like,
get you into an even worse
yeah,
slavery.
yeah. No, they do. Like, I used to be one of those, like I said, those. Oh, like if you're around it, then like if that's all you know, then yeah. But it's like you're enabling yourself once you tell yourself that, because it's like that's all I thought was really there. Like I said, going to parties, going skipping school, jigging, uh, like I said, just having fun. That's the term I just say, having fun, not giving a fuck, having fun, which, you're a kid, you're young, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna do whatever you
Yeah,
do. But like when you're sitting there thinking that's okay, that's the problem. And like most people, even our age, people are still partying, when you go to meetings and shit, most people are definitely above 40. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like even being a young person now, even just being in that field, whether you're 100% being sober, 100% taking your sobriety serious or whatever, just you being in that door and understanding that there is definitely another side to it.
yeah, and the grass is greener on the other side.
Yes, yes.
you know um oh, man, the same thing happened again. I just lost what I was about to say. What was the last thing you just said?
I hate when people do that. I be
uh,
forgetting what I said.
yeah,
God damn it. And we're on live. This is not good.
I mean, it's all right, it's all right. It'll come back to us.
No.
um you know let's change it up a little bit. Let's talk about um your family history. Does your family history have, I think you said this earlier, that your addiction runs in your family.
Yes, yes.
You want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, I don't got a problem with that. Yeah, I definitely come from a addiction family. Shit, my mom was an addict off of crack cocaine. My dad was an alcoholic. Um, I don't know if he really did other stuff, you know what I mean? But, I'm pretty sure he probably was having fun, partying, doing whatever, but his main thing was definitely drinking. He was the alcoholic. So yeah, I definitely already come from addictive family, so I know that it's already not easy. I
Yeah.
already have what is it called? Addictive personality as me myself. So, I can try one thing and if I like it, it can be over.
Hmm.
So I try to stay away from shit just because of that, because it's like that one time could be it. So yeah, and then my family, siblings have troubled with, alcohol, addiction as well, pills and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very, very prevalent in my family.
Yeah. Well, it's a great thing that you're self aware. That you stay away from certain things just because
Yeah.
you know that it can destroy you.
Yeah.
You know.
Shit, destroy me, certain things that like, for example, like I've had role models and shit, so I just like scared of it. Like I just know to stay away from it. Just that's
Yeah.
no.
I get the being scared. And that's a natural thing too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, normies. That's what we call people who. Andrew calls them
Yep.
daywalkers. That's what we call people who don't have struggle with addiction. They don't understand that fear,
Right.
of knowing that if you do something, there is a likely chance it will ruin your life. And that's it's incredible. It's extremely important to have that self awareness.
Yeah.
Um, my family has addiction in their history. My dad is an addict off of crack cocaine, and his parents were alcoholics. Um, I don't know about his sister because my dad and his side of the family got estranged when I was like a year old or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. But I do what I can talk about is with my father, how severe that addiction was. Like he lost his leg because he just didn't care.
yeah, yeah,
And it's that this is also going to be a segue to the next thing we're talking about is the mental illness aspect of it, because when he would use, he would go into psychosis, and he was accusing me of doing porn with his girlfriend, who at the time was his girlfriend, but now she has passed away from an overdose.
mm,
And like that was big conspiracy against him, and that I was the ringleader of this operation. And it's like he got to a point where he didn't give a fuck because he was so depressed from those
yeah, yeah,
delusions that he got gangrene on his leg and then lost his leg. Didn't give a fuck about his health at all. Lost all of his toes, Achilles tendon cut, part of the
yeah.
foot.
Damn, lost hella
It's
stuff.
like he lost his house. He spent $160,000 on crack in 6 months, 6 to 8 months, instead of paying $160,000 for the mortgage. And literally lost his house because of it. So it's like, you know, I understand like having that self awareness that you've seen what it did to your parents, and you're so afraid of what it can do to
Oh
you.
yeah, it's yeah, like I said, yeah, it's scary. Especially the fact of the trauma, shit, just the effects that you had to go through. Like I said, being in foster care, shit like that, and yeah, it's very tough, especially not a lot of people, not every day, everybody's going through what you're going through. So like
Yeah,
while they're peaches and cream, you're sitting in their face while your shit is just bad,
on
so
fire.
yeah, but yeah.
Addictions like sitting in a house that's engulfed in flames and just sitting there thinking, man, I need to get out of here, but you don't. You just continue to sit.
Yeah. Uh Shit, what's what I was gonna say? Basically with the, like change and people are so comfortable of where they're at, where they're afraid to change, where it's like once again, people gotta get out that habit. And same with myself. Like I'm so afraid of change. Like it's hard for me to even adapt to change. Like if
Yeah.
something changes right now, it's gonna take me a while to even get used to that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like the more you're uncomfortable, the more you know you're doing something better for yourself and just know
That's the
you're
only
yeah.
way you can grow.
Yep.
And something for a lot of people who are in recovery, what they say is the only thing you have to change is everything.
Yeah.
You have to change the people you're hanging around with, living situations, your what you
Mindset.
intake, your mindset, your
Mhm.
perspective, mentality, you know, physical health, everything has to change.
Yep.
For me, like having this Sober Souls podcast, because if I don't have my whole life being recovery, I will go and use, because I will get the fuckets, and I would be out on the blade right now doing crack,
Yeah.
and I know the next time, or if I ever relapsed and the next time I used, I would be dead, because it will kill me the next time, because it nearly killed me the last time. Like the last time I used, I did nearly an ounce and a half to nearly 2 ounces of crack in
Mhm.
3 to 4 days.
Damn, bro.
And I tried to do suicide by gang member. I was going up, puffing up my chest, just wanting them to pull a gun and just fucking blow my head off. But they saw this guy that was unarmed, high as a kite and fucking insane of, coming at them, and that actually scared them when they're the ones with fucking
Yeah.
um guns and shit. But the point of what I was saying is this also has to, a lot of it has to do with mental illness, and that's what I was trying to segue into, was mental illness. Would you Do you know if your family has a history of mental illness, or if do you struggle with any mental illness? Like for me, I'm not ashamed to say what I have. I am bipolar 1. I have borderline personality disorder. I have I'm schizoaffective. I'm OCD, ADHD, complex PTSD. I got there's more stuff
Yeah, you
too.
gotta, yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
I'm
all.
like the definition of insane.
Yeah, no, but once again, when you actually have mental illness, it's not crazy or insane. It's just shit that we've actually,
Chemical imbalance.
right, that now we have to deal with, But family wise, I think mom might have depression. Uh Brothers definitely always got anger issues. One of my other brothers is definitely schizophrenic or whatever, that bipolar.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know about dad has anger issues. That's a fact. Probably more, but overall, I didn't really like go that deep into really asking and stuff like that. But I know, like I said, for sure, depression, anger issues. Those are probably the two prevalent in my family. Then, like I said, my brother got uh schizophrenic or schizophrenia or whatever it's
You're
called.
schizoaffective.
One of the two. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like because he be on and off. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but when it comes to me and my mental illnesses and
Yeah,
shit like that, to be honest with you, I just started actually getting on my mental health and really trying to see if there's more shit damage than I think, due to actual drugs and alcohol. And
yeah.
you know, I used to basically I used to always make excuses once again, like, oh, like, no, I'm this way because of this. But after me being in treatment, drug and alcohol counseling and stuff like that, they made it aware that yeah, I should definitely, get checked out and start, thinking about it. And I finally did. I've already been had ADHD since a kid. I've definitely have anger issues. I have PTSD from childhood stuff. I have MDD, which is major depressive disorder.
Hmm.
Um, I have anxiety. Nothing, but that's really it. Yeah, just
Yeah.
those.
Was your mental health struggles, was that a big factor into why you were using?
Um, when I look back at when I look back today and really look at like everything I was doing and the reasons why, yes, I would say most of it was
To self-medicate,
to self medicate.
self-soothe?
I wasn't trying to feel this. I was already, thinking about this or going back to the past, so like I've always kept my mind busy off of drug where I didn't really have to think about it. But overall, once that shit's done, it's right back up and you're gonna do it again. So yeah.
No, I totally get that. Uh I used mainly because of my mental health issues and my mental health struggles, like, my extreme depression and suicidal ideations, and like it was a way, like, instead of doing self-harm, I would go and use,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which even using it is a way of self-harm.
Yeah, it is. Cause most people like even me, like, right, I don't want to be cussing hella, but like I'm too pussy to really like go get a gun, load the chamber, and go pull it myself. But people will drink every day, killing their liver.
Hmm.
People will smoke crack or do drugs, that's harmful to their body every day. That would You're just killing yourself just because you're not
Hmm.
pulling that trigger. instantly right now and you know your lights are out, one of those times where you go do something, your lights will be out, you know. So yeah, you're definitely killing yourself.
Yeah, that reminds me of a time. You remember when I was paralyzed?
Mm-hmm.
I was, for those who don't know the story, I overdosed on nitrous and think I had a stroke. Um, I was paralyzed from the neck down for 5.5 to 6 months. I couldn't walk, couldn't stand. I couldn't even, walk to the bathroom. I had to shit in a little bucket.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. And I remember being so fucking depressed and so suicidal because I kept thinking, I'm never going to walk again. This is the rest of my life. I'd rather fucking die than
Yeah.
experience this. I had,
You thought it was over. Hmm.
I had a homie come over and I asked him to load my 4.5 because I had a Ruger 4.5 ACP, and then I asked him to leave. And what I did was I had him cock the gun, back
Yeah.
because I couldn't do it. But I grabbed the gun, and since it was from the neck down, like I could kind of pick things up. Like if I was going to grab my vape, it'd have to be like this, and you know
Yeah. Yeah.
it was hard. But I grabbed the gun, I put it to my head, but I couldn't even go like this with the lighter. Like when I was smoking weed at that time, I had to get a dry spaghetti noodle, light it on fire from a candle, and then put that up to the bowl to smoke my weed out of a bong.
Mm.
And I grabbed the gun, put it to my head, and I'm trying, just fucking trying as hard as I could to
Yeah.
actually pull the trigger, but I fucking couldn't because I didn't have enough,
Strength.
yeah, physical strength. And so it's like I get that, and I remember throwing the gun and fucking breaking down crying because it's I was fucking trying to kill myself. And it's not about being a pussy.
Yeah.
It's really about finding a permanent solution to a temporary issue.
No, that's real.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's real. Yeah, I'm not saying definitely like that's the motive to even, yeah, like you're, you know, but like obviously, for example, like you were in the moment where it's like you could have now because you physically were basically paralyzed and you
crippled.
know
Yeah.
couldn't really, you know, but like think about it also of like you're like I said, you're still meant to be here, you know.
Well, yeah, yeah, that was a godsend moment. Like God made it so that I couldn't pull the trigger,
Yep.
because I'm here to actually do sober souls and do stuff like this. Have you here on the show,
Which I appreciate very
Yeah,
much. You know,
of
this is
course, you're
something.
one of my brothers.
Yeah, no, this is something that I would probably never have done, you know, like, you know, when it comes to just mental illness and being nervous and, you know, but like I said, like, you got to get out your comfort zone. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do with this, you know, do something different, you know. It might not touch everybody, but, you know, people
yeah,
can
it will
hear,
help
you know,
some
so
people. Yeah,
just
I
keep it
gotta have
going.
some balls.
Yeah, for sure.
Funny thing about balls is that's actually Andrew's nickname. Is balls. Yeah, his last name is Balthazar. Yeah, it's easier to say balls. Yeah, it's also because his chin looks like he's got a pair of balls on his chin. No, I'm just playing.
Well, cherry sack. No,
Yeah. um, okay, well, we talked about that. Let's talk about something else. Um, what do you do now instead of use? Like, what are some activities that you like to do? Also, actually, hold on, take a step back, rewind, pause. Um, how much clean time do you have off of like lean and shit like that?
uh, all like opiates, lean, pills. I've been clean since January 8th, not January, December 18th, 2024 or
Woo,
2025.
that's good.
Um
That's good.
it's actually I got sober on my mom's birthday.
Oh, really?
So like when I first got arrested and stuff like that, my first original ever sober date was 9/11.
Really?
Yeah, and like my
Wow.
counselor then was like, "Do you know like the significance of that? Like you should keep it." And like I just kept fucking up, you know what I mean? And then my second sober date became uh 10/15, 10/15 25, yeah, 10/15/25 or something like that, and I was good for good 9 months, was almost done with my treatment, everything was back in monthlies, and I got comfortable with having that leadway of I was UAing damn near a month, at least 4 times a month, once a week. You
Mhm.
feel me? And then you go from 4 UAs a month to monthlies once a month. Oh yeah, I took advantage of that. I can't lie to you. And it bit me in the ass right after, which I had to go back into the program and do right. And that's where I came up with that new like I said, December 18th.
Yeah, I mean, it's progress, not perfection, my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, no, for sure.
I've been trying for the past 4 years to
Yep.
get clean, and my clean date is January 13th, 2026. So I got almost 6 months.
No, hell yeah, good shit,
Yeah.
good shit.
Yeah. Woo. Thank you guys.
No, for sure.
Um, yeah, and I actually just graduated from IOP at Fairfax yesterday,
Okay,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
there for 6 months. At the very end, God, it was getting
Yes.
so repetitive.
Yeah, right now
Um,
I'm back in RP. Like I said, I'm still going through all this court stuff and all that, but I'll be hopefully if I stay on the right track, what I've been doing and in God's grace, I'll be done hopefully next month, like fully
hell
done. And
yeah.
I'm not off like my contract for like probation and shit until September of this year. But so hopefully, like I said, I'm just gonna keep it pushing and keep it going. But
You
yeah.
got That's what you got to do. Um, Going to back what I was just doing before I changed it a little bit for the
Yeah, no worries,
segment.
no worries.
What is the things that you like to do, now, if you're not, instead of using because you got the free time?
Yeah. To be honest, it took me a while, like I said, in this whole time where I've been sober and really trying to figure out life and who I am now, like it's been a battle. It hasn't been easy. Like I said, I got a record now. So me even getting jobs hasn't been easy. It's been pretty shitty, no real luck. So like other than like real just hobbies and shit, like I'd really just be at the at the house. I really don't be kicking it with people like that no more, since really being sober. There's a select few, but for the main part, I isolate myself. Uh, I be hooping. I just got back into hooping not too long ago. That was definitely one of my favorite, passions. I love to hoop. Doesn't matter. Like everybody would tell you, I would. That was my shit. So I got back into that. I've been on and off rapping for like the last 2 years, so that's
Hmm.
kind of been a little, play around hobby. Uh,
Fun fact, everyone, I was the guy who produced his first song.
actually that is very facts.
Hmm.
Facts. I was in this very room,
Yeah,
in this very room.
yeah, back
And
when it was a drug den studio.
yep, yep. But hey, it's come a long way. And that's what I said. It's crazy to be back in here in a different position.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? In
yeah,
a different, where it's like, okay, like,
come full circle.
and even then from being hearing Sober Souls to being in that rap studio, the energy and the vibe is automatically already different. Like,
Yeah.
you can feel it. It's not what's the word? It's not damage. Like everybody when we were all
Hmm.
together, like bro, we were always doing drugs. We would always be high. So like every last one of us was broken in those times, but we didn't really see it, or even if we did, we just didn't tell people like, oh yeah, like I'm really fucked up, blah blah blah. But like, it's good to see the like you said, the grass is greener on the other side. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So and then as well, I like fashion, so I've been kind of getting into customizing shoes, art. little shit like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now. I'm just kind of taking it easy. I'm getting back into school. That's definitely, something that's good. I ain't gonna say it's, a hobby, but it's something I've definitely been doing since, been being clean, which, so that's good.
Well, that's amazing. You were saying that you're going back to school. So, what's your uh, goal or plan, or what are you trying to go to school for to accomplish?
To be honest, right now I'm just kind of just trying to do something different with my life. Like I realize where I'm at right now, the things I've been doing, it's just not working, So
Hmm.
I feel like a part that I've really missed out in my life that I did not take serious or really was being enthusiastic with was school,
Yeah,
So I feel like me going back to school and me like I feel like it's a chance for me to start over, like I actually take shit serious. Now that I have the knowledge, now that I'm older, I can be like, okay, I want to actually go to school to really learn. And now I'm about to go to school to just go and hang out with bros and not give a fuck, So
yeah,
that's I think that's, a personal big thing for me. And then, real goals, I want to go get my AA degree. Real like fields of work, if it comes down to it, I want to either become some type of like counselor, mentor, work with,
yeah,
uh at risk youth, delinquent kids, people that have, come from troubled backgrounds,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um if that don't work, or I'm not even gonna say if that don't work, but my other options in school will be music productions and arts.
Yeah, man.
So,
Those are all great things, like being a guidance counselor for, troubled kids.
yeah.
That's healing our inner child, the inner child that still has that trauma that's unprocessed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And, that's amazing to go and try and accomplish that so you can heal yourself while helping others at the same time. That's the exact reason I started Sober Souls.
Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely been beneficial. Like I said, yeah. I watch damn near as much as the episodes I can. You're always sending to me. So when you do, yeah, I definitely try to pop in, So
yeah.
it's definitely been inspirational. Like just hearing everybody's stories, and just the fact that you're being consistent and even posting, So it just shows that, like you said, you're actually trying to help and get people's stories out there, So I
Mhm.
respect it. I respect it.
I mean, shit, I put every penny I had into this, so I better
I
be doing
know, I
it.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, yep. If I ever once I start making money, it's getting reinvested in the community.
I believe it.
It'd be nice to have a nonprofit. Something for having my own treatment center
Hell yeah.
for rehabilitation.
Don't lose that vision, my man. That's
No,
why I'm, just keep doing what you're doing. Just like sobriety, bro. We got to take it one day at a time.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
It
is.
is.
It
It's a
is.
long process. It's like what ACDC said. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. You know.
Yep.
Um.
Everybody wants to get to Z, but nobody want to go through ABC. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. You're also saying that, like, you're thinking about going for music production.
Yes.
So what would you want to be, like a music producer, or are you going so that it's for your own personal interests,
I
or
mean, to be honest, if it leads to, more other people and stuff like that, by all means, for sure. But yeah, I think right now I'm gonna do more for myself. I ain't gonna be selfish or greedy. If somebody, once I get up there, then yeah, I'll definitely be, willing to, work and do shit for people. But
yeah,
right now, I think it's more to help myself so I don't feel like I'm lacking in certain shit that somebody who's really doing music and should already know. So, but once
yeah,
again, I feel like that's just myself wanting to, better myself and actually learn something that I know that I can actually do and, progress in.
yeah, man. I'm thinking about opening up another studio on the other side of these walls. Hand build a booth. You know, have the the whole setup,
Well, when you
monitors and
do,
all that.
I'm ready,
Yeah,
man.
man, I'll
That's
have
what
to
I'm
hire
saying.
you. Yeah,
I'm ready. So it's
yeah,
like, especially when it comes to just rapping, I can do that part right now, no brainer,
yeah,
but
yeah,
so I know you already know you're, for example, look at the setup you got here. This is all you,
yeah,
no regular camera crew. I mean, you are the camera crew, but
yeah. We got Andrew.
you got the setup, man. So it's like you definitely know what you're already doing. So
Yeah, man, it's living the dream, living the dream. Yeah, this is the start.
I know you could say you're actually, excuse me, you could actually say that you're living the dream now. Most people be like, I'm living the dream, but like I said, are miserable. You're not really living the dream,
Yeah,
but this is the dream because no
yeah,
offense, you can grow from this.
yeah. That's the plan. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah. This is like the start to other things that I want to do, like music. Something else that I think I would like to do is racing. My father did hydroplane racing.
Oh, that's fire. I've always
Uh,
fucked with those.
yeah, but like having a personal track. Like how Hoonigan has that and Top Gear and what's the one on Amazon called?
Oh,
Uh, yeah. Uh, the Grand Tour, Jinx. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do something like that. Have cars, build them, restore them. You know, flip them.
They can do the same thing that you.
Yeah,
And it all starts with mentality. Like, if you want to make yourself better and if you have a vision, you just got to put your mind to it. And it's like we all struggle with the addiction side. But the greatest thing about sobriety is this is the beginning of something great. And you can turn anything, a vision, into reality.
yeah. You want to hear something crazy about that? You know what my LLC is? It's We Turn Your Dreams into Reality Development LLC.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. Huh.
Yeah, because like you just said, if people watching this, they see me doing it, they can do it too. That's the whole
Yep.
point of We Turn Your Dreams into Reality Development LLC.
Yeah, that's real.
You
That's
know,
real.
this is real shit, real fucking deal. Then next is Needle Studios. Not that kind of needle, but like like the space needle. um yeah, so there's a vape right there. It's dead. Let me do a time check. Watch out. Jesus. What are your balls made out of? Fucking plastic? I don't know. That did not sound like steel to me. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we got a sidetrack,
Yeah, that's
guys.
cool though. That's cool.
Yeah, it's trippy though, right?
It is.
It's a fucking trip, for stuff to happen like that. Like what you said, like it starts with mentality.
Yeah.
Like what was I saying earlier? The only thing you have to change is everything.
Yep.
Actions do.
We can all speak of, our dream, but if you start to put actions to it,
Yeah, everyone can talk the talk, but can they walk the walk? Yeah.
No, facts.
Yeah, this is awesome. Sitting here talking with you guys is amazing.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all for having me.
There's definitely some stuff that I wanted to say, but I can't remember or I forgot. But it's not like I can't have you on the show again.
Oh yeah, I would love to be back.
You'll definitely be one of our guest hosts. There's times where you can fill in for me.
Sure, yeah, just let me know. I'm definitely up for it, man.
Well,
definitely, yeah.
you know, this has been, in my opinion, this is the best episode we filmed.
You said check it. No.
Yeah, check it. Yeah. So, you know, we're gonna wrap it up here. I wanted to thank you again for coming on.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
You know, Andrew, thank you for doing the camera stuff, even though I give you shit all the time. It's just because you're an easy target and it makes me laugh.
That boy Andy.
So yeah. All right, guys, thank you. Make sure you go like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Sober Souls.
Gang.